souvenirs. Now, if you know me, you know that anytime I'm asked about sleeves, I will always respond with a resounding and overwhelming sense of excitement and support for the Ultimate Guard katanas, these things right here. I've used these for as long as they've existed, over many, many years, and they have been my go-to for the entirety of my time playing Lorcana. But before that, I'd spent about 10 years using KMC Hypermats before a change in production kind of affected the quality, and I moved over to these katanas. But something interesting kept popping up on my various social media feeds, and a brand that I was unfamiliar with, but people kept praising their sleeves. So enter Duel Spec. Now I'm curious and I need to try them out for myself. So full disclosure, Duel Spec did send me this package. However, no money was exchanged and all thoughts and opinions are my own. They will also not be seeing this video before it is published. So with that out of the way, let's get to these sleeves. Now, I'm usually pretty picky about my sleeves, so I'm excited to see how these are and how they perform compared to the kinds of things I like. Now, I really like a glossy front, I really like good shuffle feel, and I like a good fitment. And, ooh, let's see what they gave me here. Let's see, so we've got... Awesome, so we've got the Pro and the regular in purple and white, my two favorite sleeve colors, and let's pop those open and see how they are. First, let's go ahead and take a look at the standard one. So I'm gonna pop this open here. Get these out of the way. We don't need to look at those right quite yet. And already, I like that this is just one big thick thing. And let's see. Ooh, good feel already. They're nice and flat. They have a good opening, good way to open up and pop a card in. Let's see if we can do that right now. Right now, I plan to just give some first impressions of how they look and how they feel, and then I'll be playing them in my league this week. I'll intersperse some of that footage in here, and then we'll come and wrap up with the conclusion after I've played with them. But so far, I like the way they feel. They do feel a little bit thinner than a katana, but I love the matte finish on the back and the glossy finish on the front. Let's sleeve some things up and see how they feel. I'm gonna test here just kind of how quickly and easily it is to just sleeve something up. So I just grabbed 40 random cards. Looks like they pop in nice and, ooh, that one's upside down. But I just wanna sleeve up a handful of them to see how they feel. Now they load up really, really nice. I like the way they feel as they go in. They don't catch. Really easy to open, really easy to slide in. They don't get stuck. But I want to see exactly what the shuffle feel is. So let's speed this up a little bit. All right, so now that we've got at least a representative deck let's see our shuffle feel. They feel good in the hands. They're not too slippery. When drawing them, they're not too bad. They do, I mean, most sleeves are going to be like that. Ooh, that shuffle feel is good. You can definitely feel the matte backing, but it doesn't catch when you do this. When you mash shuffle, it just goes straight through, super smooth. You can definitely feel the matte backing as you're pushing them through. Very similar to new katanas, but they also have this sound. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's like a... Yeah, you can definitely see and hear that. So then, let's draw a hand. Oh, they flick good. That's for sure. As I'm looking at these, one of the things that I love and I really, really need is good clarity. Now, you know me, I love my foils, I love my promos, and so it's one of the reasons why there are some of the sleeves that have that kind of matte finish on the front. I cannot stand those. I know that Ultra Pro Eclipse sleeves were super popular. I could not stand them because it looked like you were looking through a foggy mirror or something. I really, really like that clarity. It makes colors pop. It makes the cards pop. I really, really love that. Also, what I'm noticing is really, really good fitment of the card. It's just about uniform all the way around. Whereas when I use the Dragon Shields briefly, Dragon Shield just feels like there's way too much room on top. It's like another maybe like couple millimeters of just extra space and just kind of bends things over. I never liked those. It felt like it was asking to bend the corners. I will either be using these or the pros for my league. For right now, let's time jump into filling out some cards in the pro sleeves. So these are the Duel Spec pro sleeves, standard size, and let's go put a deck into this. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so these are a little bit different. They've got black on the front. Interesting. So it's a blackout on the front, but then whatever color it is on the back. Now I'm used to my white sleeves. Now these ones, the ultimate guard katanas, they are a little bit off-white on the middle. So I am on the front. I am used to having that color being a little bit off compared to like a super bright white, the bleached white on the back and the cream on the side. It's not the weirdest thing in the world to see a different color, but it's interesting to see a completely different blacking out. Let's see what that looks like. Pop one right in there. Ooh, that's a snug fit. Extremely snug, but it's still got that really glossy front to make those foils really pop, really show. Interesting. It looks like a much more snug fit than here. If you look on the sides, it just feels like it's just a little bit more snug on the corners. There's a little bit less space on the side, which means if you're double sleeving, this is probably going to be really, really tight. But that'll offer protection, but really, really snug for a single sleeve. So let me go ahead and sleeve up my Blurple deck in this. So let's do a quick movie magic, editing magic, and have a complete deck now. All right, that is all done. Let's see the shuffle feel. Amazing, just as good as the standards. Similar to a brand new set of katanas. Feels nice. So we draw a hand, we look at them. Now here's where I think personal opinion might differ. I love that it's got that super perfect opaque, non-transparent back. However, for me, the black border around the cards, I always liked having just a little peak of color, or the white kind of like highlight the outside of the card, kind of like a picture frame. And with cards that have black borders, it just kind of bleeds together. Now, it looks fine. It looks good. It's just a personal preference. So for me, I'll probably be playing with the standard ones in this color, just because I like having that little bit of border around when I look at a cards, and that's just a personal preference. It's aesthetic. It's the way it looks. But the feeling in the hand is great. Shuffle feel is great. Clarity is very good. Again, when I deal with a bunch of foils and promos, you really want that to pop through the sleeve, because that's the whole reason you get those, is because you want to smile. You want it to look good. You want it to bring you happiness and bring you joy when you see those cards and when they really, really pop either in your hand or on the field. I like these. I like these a lot. I might be able to get used to the black borders on those, but at least I think for our league, I'm probably gonna sleeve them up in the standard ones. What I did notice is the standards were way easier to throw a card in. It went in a lot smoother, a lot easier, a lot less resistance. The pros definitely feel a hair a bit thicker and a little bit more snug on the sides. When you put them in, there's just a little bit more force required to push them in. So you do have to be careful about that. One other thing that I can point out here is that before using them, is that both of these come in packs of 100, which are my favorite kind. Not just because I play Commander and Magic, but because that is enough for a full deck. Enough for a deck and then a bunch extra. And so it's always nice to have them. I usually try to keep all of my sleeves the same type so that when I'm changing between them, I can just pop the same things in because they're all going to be the same brand, the same style, the same color, the same everything. Now, when they have different amounts of wear on them, then you got to redo the whole thing. And if you're ever going to a new event, a big event such as your store champs, or more importantly, DLC Milwaukee, or any large event, please make sure to re-sleeve your entire deck so that you don't risk take the risk of having marked cards or cards that appear marked, because even if you just replace a couple cards with some new sleeves, those new sleeves are going to have different wear marks and they are going to be visibly different than your other cards. Usually not a big deal in League. I mean, if you're cheating in League, what are you doing here? But if you're having marked cards in a large competitive event, that could lead to a game loss or disqualification. So be mindful of that. I'm going to go sleeve up my deck. I'm going to play this on my League. I might include some footage in here, and then I will come back and check in after I've played with them. So have a good time, Illumineers, and we'll see you in a little bit. All right, and we are back. So I did play with these just last night. It was a couple days later from recording the first video, and I just want to share how it went. Now, I took the two sets of sleeves, the standard ones and the pro ones, and I sleeved up two of my different decks. I did end up playing this one in the standard sleeves, but the pro ones did feel good in some pre-league testing. Again, great shuffle feel. For me personally, I just don't like the black inners. I just want the color to pop, and so the feel was awesome. They looked great, they felt great. Just personal preference on the color and design. Now these ones, I really wanted to get more of a feel of the standard ones, because I feel like that's the standard thing. That's the basic standard thing. And so these ones, very surprising. The way that I can best describe it is the shuffle feel is so solid. It's so smooth, but not slippery. So this shuffle feel just goes in really, really nice, really easily. But the thing that I was really wanting to demonstrate is they're not slippery. If I kind of push them on the side, they're not toppling over. They're not falling sideways. And that's a huge difference from the katanas. The katanas are very slippery for a long time, as well as a lot of sleeves are. And these ones just aren't slippery. If I push them, they're not falling over. I mean, they move a little bit because they're smooth, but they're not falling over. And I really, really like that. It goes into that good shuffle feel. And I was a little bit apprehensive about the feeling of them being a little bit thinner than a katana. My standard... my standard before that, but honestly, they just felt great. I never thought about the sleeves at all the whole league, and it just looked great. And again, one of the reasons why I like these ones is just aesthetically, in addition to all the benefits of being a glossy front and good quality glossy front, matte back, good shuffle feel, solid, is just this nice little border around the outside. And I do like that kind of bright pop of border rather than something kind of dark and dreary for me. That's just a personal preference for me. But yeah, I really enjoyed these sleeves, and I really hope that they hold up. They did mini games. I noticed that they weren't kind of picking up my finger gunk like the katanas were. A lot of my old katanas, they'll just pick up, I don't know if you can really see it, but they just pick up little kind of finger junk. And that's just something all sleeves are going to pick up. And sometimes they pick up sooner than later. I've got nothing after many shuffles. I was shuffling this for hours between rounds, before and after, just shuffle in my hands like I would normally do. And it was just great. They felt great. They looked great. And now all I got to do is figure out, are they going to be durable? Are they going to last as long as my other sleeves? My katanas, I usually leave on cards for weeks at a time, months at a time, and they get their life out of it. Now, I haven't had the opportunity to put that much time and life into these, but I'm going to leave these sleeves on at least until we go to DLC Milwaukee and just see if they're going to last. Now, from what I've seen so far, I'm confident that I think they will. So lots of positives for these. I really enjoy these sleeves. Now, the big question is, am I going to make the switch? And right now, it is a tough call. It is a very tough call because these katanas are what I've lived and breathed for years and years, and I do love them. But especially the solid white, they're getting harder to find and they're getting more expensive. And these dual specs, they're nice. I like them. I like the feel. I like the look. I like this textured back. It's also great for placing cards down, moving them on a mat. They feel great. They shuffle great. I don't know if I can say definitively if I'm going to make a switch, but it's a good offer. I'm probably going to finish out. I'm definitely going to finish my testing with these. I'm going to leave these on for as long as I possibly can, and then I'll check in and we'll do kind of a recap later on in a future video. But for right now, these are going to stay on here, and I'm going to probably go through my katanas until they're gone. And then as long as I can get my hands on some dual specs, I'll probably use in some of those if they're going to be as nice as this. Now, one of the things that it said, one of the benefits of the Pro is that it's, completely opaque. I noticed no issues with seeing the card through. Sometimes you see it better if you put a card in backwards, but I could not tell what that card was by looking at it from the other side. Now, there are some colors that may be a little bit different, and if you let's see if I can get we can get a light behind it, and you can, you can see the shadow, but you're not seeing anything through it. You can just kind of see that a card is there, but you're not seeing what the card is. So I'm not sure. Yeah, the blackout's cool, and it's definitely 100% sure. I have definitely seen other colors and other sleeves have this issue where you can see a little bit through the back. I have not had that issue here, so that's an interesting marketing choice for them to make sure that these are opaque, because it implies that these aren't. But I've definitely had no issues with these. I can't say that that's true for all colors. I know some colors, especially like yellows and just some dyes and some inks, may lend themselves to be more translucent or transparent than others, but with these ones, I think that texturing helps a lot. It helps, keep it so that you can't see through it. And as far as the material itself, yeah, it does feel thin, and you can see whether a card is there or not, but you can't see what the card is. Now, here's where I get some fun news. I have a discount code for you. So if you are able to get your hands on some of these dual spec sleeves, which I believe right now they're sold out. I'll put a picture up on the screen right now. But if you are able to do that, please use my link below, or use coupon code SNAPQuester when you check out to get 10% off your sleeves. As mentioned earlier, these were sent to me by Duel Spec. However, no money was exchanged, and all of these opinions are my own. They didn't tell me to say anything, and they did not see this ahead of time. I do happen to really like these sleeves. I don't know if they're going to replace my katanas in the long term, but for right now, I'm going to keep these on until basically they fall apart, or until DLC Milwaukee, when I need to put new sleeves on anyway. I believe, as I mentioned in the past, that whenever you're doing a new event, you should fully sleeve your deck brand new. And if you do, make sure to pick up some dual specs and use my code SNAPQuester for 10% off. Alrighty. As always, stay questing, stay winning. Have a wonderful rest of your day. If you enjoyed that, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you want more gameplay or breakdown videos, check out the playlist and recommendations here.